Hey y'all, this is Jeremy from Justice League Swag, and today I'm going to give you a deck profile on my Dragon World build. The buddy is Super Armor Dragon, Jawbreaker Dragon. We'll go into that in a little bit. For the monster lineup, for the size 3s, I run 2 Inferno Armor Dragon. Pay 2 gauge and put the top 2 cards into his soul. If any are Armor Dragons, destroy a monster on the opponent's side of the field. At Inferno Shoot, remove 2 from the soul and blow up a monster on the opponent's side of the field. Next up, we have 3 Jawbreaker Dragons. Pay 1 gauge and put the top card of the soul into his soul. We have 5,000 power and defense with 3,000 crit. Normal jump stats. Next up, we have 2 Crimson Bower Jawbreaker Dragon. Pay 1 gauge and put the top card into his soul. If I have a fist equipped, he will penetrate. 5,000 power, 2,000 defense, free critical. Next up, from the latest set, we have 2 5th Omni Dragon Lord drones. Pay 1 gauge. He cannot be called to the left or right. He can only be called to the left or right. Excuse me. If I'm dealt damage while I'm at 6 or less, I may destroy an opponent's monster on the field. 6,000 power, 5 defense, 3 critical. Next up, for the buddy, we run 4 Super Armor Dragon, Jawbreaker Dragon. Pay 1 gauge and put him on top of any drum in this build. He can move to any open monster zone. 7,000 power, 5,000 defense, 3 critical, and can penetrate. Next up, for our size 1s, we run 4 Super Deformed Drum. Pay 1 gauge and get a drum from the drop zone by paying its call cost. 2,000 power and defense, 1 critical. Next up, we run 2 Crimson Bower Spin Nail Dragon. He cannot be called to the center. 6,000 power, 2,000 defense, and 2 critical. Next up, we have 4 5th Omni Cavalry Dragon. Fire Sword Dobe. Like Spin Nail, he cannot be called to the center. When I am dealt damage, I can gauge 1 card. 5,000 power, 1,000 defense, 2 critical. Rounding out the monsters, we have 2 Boomerang Dragon, 2,000 power and defense, 1 critical. At the end of the attack, he will return to the hand. And that's the end of the monsters. For the spells, of course, in Dragon World, Blue Dragon Shield. Do I need to explain myself? Green Dragon Shields. Need I explain myself? For my tech cards, I run 3 Wrath of Dragons. Choose a monster with Armor Dragon in its card name, and for that battle, it will get plus 6,000 power and defense. Really great card because I move a lot with the Super Armor Drones. Next up, I run 2 Demonic Grimoire. If I am at 5 or less life, I can discard my whole hand and draw 3 new cards. Plain and simple. Next up, I run 2 Dragobond. I can only cast it when I have no monster in the center. Choose a monster, and for this turn, for the attack, excuse me, monster can't be destroyed, and I gain 2 life. Also great with the Super Armor Drums or anything else that gets attacked to the left and the right. Next up, I run 2 Dragonic Paratroopers. I can only be casting this when my opponent's monster is attacking. I can call an Armor Dragon from my hand by paying its call cost. Great for redirecting attacks. And that is the spell lineup. For the items, I run 4 Sunfist Sunshine Impacts. Pay 1 gauge, 6,000 power, 2 critical. If I link attack with my buddy, it can be infinite. For the weapon lineup, I also run 2 5th Omni Dragon Fist Ablaze. Pay 1 gauge and I deal myself 1 damage. Other than damage dealt by an attack, it is reduced by 1. If I have a drum on my field, this card gets plus 3,000 power and can penetrate. 2,000 crit. And to end the build, I run 2 of the new Dragon Impacts. Dragon Lord Initiation, Giga Howl Crusher. Can only be cast if I have a buddy with drum or a monster with drum on the field. Pay 3 gauge, choose a weapon, and a monster on my field, deal that amount of damage. And that is the end of the video, everyone. Hope you all liked it, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Peace.